Okay, this is your second set of notes. So we're going to have our second title, and we're going to call this Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and I'm just going to give you one example. So you have Pythagorean theorem, and it only deals with right triangle. So I have a right triangle. So on the right triangle, you're going to have a leg that's going to be called A, a leg that's called B, and a length that's called C. So this is a leg, and then the length is called hypotenuse. So we're just going to abbreviate with HYP. So when I'm talking about right triangles and I'm trying to find these lengths, I'm going to use a formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So let's go ahead and go right into an example. So if I have the leg, let's call this A, and this is our unknown. And then we have leg B, which is equal to 10. And then the hypotenuse, this length is equal to 14. We're not particularly worried about the units. So let's go ahead and solve for A. I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. Now remember, to undo a perfect square, you would take the square root. So to undo, let's say, a squared, you would take the square root to equal a. Okay, but you're going to have an equation here, and so you're going to have to take the square root to solve for a in this problem. So if I list what I know, a equals the unknown, b equals 10, and c equals 14. So now we're going to substitute into the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to have a squared, because I don't know what it is, plus b squared, which is 10, put parentheses around it, equals 14 squared, which is equivalent to c. So I'm going to just go ahead and mess with this. I'm going to have a squared plus 100 equals 14 squared is going to be 196. So remember that this is 10 times 10, and this is 14 times 14. So I'm still trying to solve for a. Remember, we don't know what a is. So we're going to want to isolate that. So we're going to say a squared plus 100 equals 196. We're going to subtract 100 from both sides. And then you're going to be left with a squared equals 96. Now it's here that I want to go ahead and take this and get rid of that, the perfect square. To do that, you're going to need to take the square root of a squared. But remember, whatever you do to the left, you're going to have to do the right. And you're going to take the square root of 96. In this case, it's all right to give me a decimal. A equals 9.8, approximately 9.8. All right, see you in class.